Amir says, Tousi, I'm Javid Shah all the way, but I can't lie, I'm feeling a bit disheartened. Well, because the US military are moving towards Iran more than before. Well, I spoke to some cousins in Iran and they say the passion for people to start another revolution and protest movement is low. I'm worried. Yes, obviously, because they get killed. They got excited last time, like 2022, thinking that if they go out to protest and demand democracy and freedom, somehow the regime is going to say, of course, sure, yeah, we've changed our mind now. You can have your country back. The Islamic Republic are going to go. Well, obviously, they were going to massacre them like before. And now, obviously, people in Iran are depressed. Rightly so. Makes sense, unfortunately, when you get targeted. And for months and months, there are checkpoints and everything else across the country. The only problem here is that people, because of what they go through, and of course, my own father, who is in Tehran, and the rest of obviously relatives and everybody else I know. And I was obviously in Iran as a kid. I was arrested by the morality police, by the IRGC. I got tortured once, just a little bit. And I get the feeling, but there are bigger things happening. So with all the respect, I don't mean it in the way it's going to sound. I really don't mean it like that. But it's not just about the Iranian people right now. I think that's the biggest part. But it's about the Islamic Republic. It's about the wider region and it's about the world. The enemy is the main focus. Obviously, for the rest of us on a personal level, the Iranian people are the focus too. But when it comes to the bigger decisions, there are bigger worries, and that's the existence of the Islamic Republic. And that's why you are seeing the US military mobilizing. That's why you're seeing the Israelis and the Lebanese working together, because they know everything has to happen at the same time. Fight Hezbollah. Get rid of the Shias from Iraq, then prepare, and of course weaken the Houthis, nobody cares about them, and then get ready for the great Middle East war, which is against the Islamic Republic. That's the priority. And that's not an easy thing, and it takes time. It takes time to plan, it takes time to implement. That is the priority. But the problem here is that in the middle of all this, when I speak to my dad in Tehran, when I speak to obviously a lot of other people, right now, that's not the worry for them. They just care about, firstly, their everyday life, that they are suffering. And they just feel hopeless that, well, we ran outside, we asked for democracy, and they killed us. How do we do it? For them, they can't afford to be patient, like the way I'm telling you guys. Well, be patient, it's big. It takes time. For them, they don't see it that way. They don't care. They're like, well, but I don't care if you're going to tell me that there might be a big war in 3 months' time. Right now, I don't have freedom. Right now, I can't afford anything. So there's two aspects. If you want to talk about the Iranian people, and as we've done previously, we could just have a whole show and talk about their depression and the fact that the rest of the international media don't care about the Iranian people. We can talk about that. That's a whole different topic. The geopolitical part and the military part is a whole different thing. Even though they are interconnected, because the enemy is the same enemy for the Iranian people and the rest of the Middle East. Having said that, right now the focus for the Israelis, for the Americans, for the Emiratis and the Saudis and all these guys is how to defeat the regime in Iran. It's not necessarily, and obviously by default, that will result in the liberation of the Iranian people. So nobody sane is expecting the Iranian people right now to just rise up. A lot of idiots are saying people in Iran should rise up. What do you mean rise up? What do you want them to do exactly? With what coordination? How? Only some of them are armed. And even those who are armed, they're just sitting there with a weapon in their own house, if they're still there, if they haven't been arrested already. And they're like, well, what do I do? I can go out and shoot a couple of the enemy and then they're not going to get shot. The level of control, authoritarian control in Iran is insane. They are watching everything and everyone. You can't just say, well, let's just call the Iranian people and arrange a meeting and then say, okay, now we're going to do this against the regime. It doesn't work that way. It's difficult. So the only way you're going to see the fall of the regime and the Islamic Republic of Iran will fall is from within. It has to happen from within. Firstly, the external factor is important, which is basically the Americans or the Israelis or the Emiratis or Saudi launching against the regime, which is inevitable. That would result eventually in the internal infrastructure and the structure of the regime to collapse. Then they start actually killing each other. That's when the Iranian people will have the opportunity to come out, when the time is right. And that's when you have to provide support. That's the point. You can't do it now. They've still got a bunch of Shia jihadis from Iraq and other countries walking around the streets. Now, but those who are saying, well, it's not happening now, so I'm now depressed. We're never going to win. It's not that. What are you talking about? It's absolute insanity thinking that a regime like the Islamic Republic, 48 years, right? 47 years, 48 years in power, with the ingenious plan of authoritarianism that they had, and a big country like Iran, oh, it's going to take a couple of weeks to bring it down. We're just going to need a few million people to come on the streets and the Americans to drop some bombs and they're going to go. No, it's going to take ages. It's going to take months. People get excited. In January, people are like, oh, this is it. It's over now. They're gone. No, the regime was falling. But it didn't fall. There's a difference. Ivan says, Qatar is just something you cough up. Yeah. Trying to get the hair to grow out of the frame, says Charlene.